Hi guys, this is Dan from Magic Pachinko Restorations with another short video on a vintage pachinko machine. Today we're going to be talking about a 1978 Nishijin Model C that I did what I call a functional restoration on. You'll see what I mean in just a second. I think I've always been a big fan of the Nishijin products. The Model A's used to really throw me for a while until I learned how to tear them apart. The older ones were a little bit difficult because everything was screwed to the boards. As time went on, they made more and more plastic, made them easier. The B's, I think, are one of the easiest machines to work on. And when they got to the C's, the C's, I think, really were the epitome of a vintage machine before they went to the auto launchers and the video screens and things like that. Very colorful, really some very, very cool center attractions like this one. This is a very colorful machine, very interesting center attraction. Let's get in there and take a good look at it. Let me open this up so we don't catch the glare. There's a light inside of there that comes on in addition to the jackpot lights that will come on. When I do a functional restoration, it's mainly the guts that I deal with, and the front feed tray, the ball handler, anything that affects the balls themselves. I do very little cosmetic work. I let the customers know that I don't do much cosmetic work, but I'm the kind of guy that just can't let some things go. So this one didn't. The stickers on this were just horrible, so I took those off and put the new stickers on. So it makes it look a little, and we cleaned it up a little bit. But mainly it's the mechanical aspects of this machine that I make sure is good. This is new plexiglass. So the Model C has got a much different look than the Model A's and B's, obviously. But the functionality is kind of still the same. The upper hopper, the feed tracks that go down. This is where the jackpot is on these. There's the light for that big center attraction. And then down here is the same sort of setup with your seesaw and so on and so forth. Obviously, you do need a catch, some sort of a catch box here. Losing balls will exit here, and the winning balls will drop out here. If you hadn't heard me say anything about it in the past, that was designed for machines that would be in a row. This area of the pachinko parlor would be just a narrow walkway, and the balls would literally just fall out and drop into a trough and run down to one end or the other so that the attendants could pick them up. So right now, there are no balls in the machine. The ball out light is lit. So the ball dump is over here. So when you push down on this, if there are balls in here, it pushes this little white piece out of the way and lets the balls go out into the ball dump. The default is so that this is held in place. So when they hit, they'll go around and go into the jackpot. So you don't have to worry about that. So if you have 500 balls, as always, 450 to 475 should be right here in the upper hopper. But for now, when you're setting it up, you just want to take a handful and just make sure that they flow into the jackpot, which they did. So now that we know the flow is correct, load it right up. I'll save a few to play with. Notice the ball out light is now off. The switch is made, turns off the light. The only other thing you need to be aware of is where your seesaw is at. And I'll bring the camera in close so that you can see the seesaw. This is the seesaw right there. And if you notice, the right end is up, the left end is down. If it's the other way around like that, that's not good. You don't want it there. So make sure that it's down, okay? That's the left end is down, right end is up. That's the starting position for the game. Now, the only other thing that's not on this machine is this cover. And this cover goes right in here. Unfortunately, it takes machine screws, and I don't have the right length or diameter of machine screw. So I'll figure something out and make sure that it gets put on securely. So now that the machine is set up, the seesaw is where it belongs. Let's turn it around. Now when you play Pachinko, the proper way to launch a ball is to go all the way down to ensure that a ball gets onto the launch ramp, and then just let go with your thumb and it will shoot a ball onto the play field. Now I've got the spring set so that if you go all the way down, it will go right about, it'll go over to this side. If you go all the way down and let up a little bit, it'll stay on that side, and that's where the win would be. So that's the win. You get the 15 balls. The jackpot light comes on, and also there's a light in here that will come on. So let me throw some more balls, see if we can get some more wins. Now, one of the reasons that you're not getting wins now is because the tulips aren't open. It's much more difficult to get the balls into these areas, especially when the tulips aren't open. Notice that I was rapid firing. You can do that. What you want to stay away from is doing this because you can get way out of sync with the machine. But you can flick it off your thumb pretty rapidly. There's your win. Okay, so let me show you a couple of things. You always want to try to get it to drop down through the center attraction on any Pachinko. So this has actually 3 places where the ball can go. Once it comes down through here, randomly, it'll either go to the left, and if it does, it'll go into the center. If it goes down the other side, it'll go down here, and it'll open the tulip. The one that went in the center hung up a little bit, but it went down through. If it goes down this side, it'll open that one. And it dances around up in here. It's kind of cool. So now that the tulips are open, you'll see more wins. There you go. So that's the 1978 Model C from Nishijin. Hope you like it.